One question I had in mind, and I think it would be quite interesting for hearing your views. There are probably a lot of budding either innovators or entrepreneurs who are looking to possibly build games for whatever purpose it may be. They may have an educational angle to it, or there may be a health, or they could be just pure community purposes and fun purposes. From your own each perspectives, if you can give maybe like an idea, or what would you love someone to go and problem solve and build that you feel it doesn't exist today and could be an opportunity for someone to pick up and design and build. So if I start with yourself, Dr. Ali, from an education perspective, anything that you see as a gap and an opportunity for someone to think about?
I'm sorry, I don't quite understand. A gap in what now?
So is there an opportunity that you spot in your field from an education using games? Maybe there's something missing as a game or an idea that someone could pick up and look to think, to explore, to build, and maybe becomes a big hit or success.
Yeah. So I'll confess again, this is a little bit like the last question about how I would advise designers. I think in 2010 when I did the TED Talk, I was convinced that the best possible thing we could do would be to combine what we know from COTS games, off-the-shelf games, about human motivation, and combine that with what we know about learning and education. I've abandoned that project entirely. I don't think that that's the way for us to move ahead. I think that we need to take the games that we already have that are already teaching kids lots and lots of skills. People know this because there are a lot of really well-known organizations that are ready to hire people from off of leaderboards if they're doing really well at a particular game, because they know that they have the skills that they need. Communication, followership, leadership, grit, perseverance, all the kinds of things that we've been discovering in our research. Everything else can be learned in terms of content. So they aren't concerned about whether you have a degree. They're concerned about whether you have the skills, and those games can actually demonstrate that. So from my perspective, the games are already out there and they're doing a really good job. But I think my colleagues might have better answers than I have for this, because mine would be to say, I look to the leaders in the gaming industry, like my colleagues here today, to be able to direct us in that way. I'm not looking for the best educational game in the world because I don't think kids will like it. I met, with Sid Meier at one point in time and asked him about this, and was like, yeah, I'm not about making a great educational game. I make great games. If they're educational, that's somebody else's business in a way, right? It's not really what they focus on. And I think that that's appropriate. That's the industry, and that's how the industry should behave.
Thank you.